Hey everybody, this is Derek, and this is a tutorial on how you can use the Copernicus Open Access Hub to download recent high-resolution images of the Earth's surface, pulling from the Sentinel satellites. Once you go to scihub.copernicus.eu, you can log in with your account. And I'm just going to autofill mine, log in. Login has been successful. Great. Once you've logged in, you will have the ability to search and download Sentinel satellite imagery. So I'm going to find an area of interest and zoom in a little bit. Ooh. Okay, so I'm here in the south of Spain. You can switch between base maps if that's helpful for you. So this one right here is OpenStreetMap. I often like doing the Sentinel-2 cloudless mosaic, so I get a sense of what the land looks like. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is define your area of interest. So here, what you can do is either click on the map and draw a polygon, or what's even simpler is you just click and drag to draw a box, and that'll be fine. Next, you want to decide what shows up in your list. So if you want, you can filter by when you want the satellite imagery to come from, what mission, whether it's Sentinel-1, 2, or 3, whether there's a particular instrument that you care about. I'm going to go ahead and say I just want Sentinel-3 OLCI imagery, because OLCI instrument the OLCI instrument uh, will return an OGVI NC data file, which OGVI is a global vegetation index, and it's one way to measure vegetation on the surface. So now that I've selected that, I'm going to X out of this, and I'm going to hit the search button to ask Copernicus to pull up all satellite bands that overlap with my particular area of interest. And then I'm going to click on this so I'm back in navigate mode. So it thinks for a little bit, and then it returns a whole bunch of colored bands. These bands represent the view of the satellite as it moves across the Earth, and each one of these satellites uh, has passed over at least part of my area of interest, and you can see that some of them just sort of barely cover it. I'm gonna try to find one that does. So you can click around here and select imagery that way. Here's one that covers all of it, and I can see from the sensing date that this was 5/23. Uh, Today is 5/26, so this imagery is from 3 days ago. That's fairly recent. And looking at it, yep, it has the ogvi.nc data file that I care about. And if I want to, I can download everything. In this case, I'm just going to save myself a massive file download. And I will download this OGVI file to my desktop. Great. That's super small. And it's a good idea if you know exactly what you want to download that specific file that you're looking for, because otherwise these files can actually be quite large. I had one zip file that was 621 megabytes large, and the download speed was slow, and it took a really long time to get to it. And if you want a specific thing, why download a whole bunch of other stuff that you don't need? All right, so now I've moved over to my image processing, my GIS tool. And in this case, I'm using QGIS. I think you can do the same thing with ArcGIS. I'm going to add a layer and add a raster layer. And I'm going to navigate to the particular file that I care about on my desktop. Here's the ogvi.nc file. Click Open, Add, and I'll add both of these things. And voila! The image is sort of upside down, so you can see here is Spain and here's Africa, I guess Morocco. And but if you zoom in, you can see the OGVI index. And here, uh, you can see an entire spectrum from light to dark. There are patches with no data that are totally water. And then the darker it is, the less likely it is that there is vegetation. So you can see the drier areas and the lighter areas. I believe that's accurate. I might have them flipped, which is kind of silly of me. Anyway, so this is how you can use Copernicus to download recent high-resolution imagery of the surface of a particular territory and learn more about that surface, such as the sort of vegetation that's on the surface of it. Huzzah! Thanks for watching.